here's another one in itself. Having great backup quarterback, having a consistent number 2 that you can trust that has proven I can win at the highest level. And no, the guy that we're about to talk about has not won at the highest level, but he did take home a D2 national championship before leaving to go to Oxford, and that would be starting quarterback from Ferris State, Trinidad Chambliss. Won the Division II national championship last season. Now he's had to go join forces with Lane Kiffin. 2,925 passing yards last year, 26 total touchdowns. And if that's not enough, Davey also rushed for over 1,000 yards and had 25 touchdowns on the ground. He was a finalist for the Harlan Hill Trophy. For those of you that don't know, that's the trophy that is given out to the quote-unquote Heisman Trophy winner at the Division II level. And now he gets to join forces with the guy who knows quarterbacks. He also gets to work alongside with Austin Simmons and A.J. Maddox. Pierce Clarkson, the former Louisville transfer, comes on in. He's probably not going to win the starting job coming out, but he's got 2 years of eligibility left. And the big thing that we can take away in all this is that Ole Miss has got itself a quarterback that has played underneath pressure, regardless of if it's against quality SEC competition.
Yeah, I'm actually going back and watching his highlights. I'm actually fired up for this kid. They can use him in the red zone. I think that's where they could really – he reminds me, if Ole Miss fans are listening, they'll remember him. Former Oregon, former Ole Miss player back when Houston Nutt was there, like in 2010, 11, Jeremiah Masoli.
Yeah.
That is who this kid reminds me of. Like shifty, good vision. Like he's not little. Like he's just stocky and has some mass to him, but it's tough to see over the line of scrimmage. Like he plays with good lean. I like the way this kid plays. I think they're going to. It's Lane Kiffin. He's definitely going to use this toy. And man, I think this is one of the sneaky portal editions. He's a fun player to go back and watch. I am really fired up to see this kid consistently play, Bear. I love this edition. I think this is a little Taysom Hill. I'm not comparing him to Taysom Hill.
No.
Have the Saints use him. But like, I'm pretty fired up about this one, Bear. It's one of my overall favorite portal gets. I think this kid could legitimately win the backup job. It's Pierce Clarkson, A.J. Maddox after him. I think this kid is definitely the backup. He's proven. Maybe even, surprises wins the job. I would be shocked. But I do think there is a place for this kid on this roster. I think Ole Miss, one of the winners of the spring transfer portal so far, certainly.
I'm gonna agree with you completely on the Jeremiah Masoli take. Like I was watching some of his games. I was watching the national championship for D2 today on the highlights. The way he moves, you just can't take him down initially. And I do like that he has a little bit of that meat and potatoes type feel to his body to where it is going to be a challenge to bring him down. Now, again, there are 3 things that you got to ask yourself. Number 1, can he play against SEC competition? Because if it is a massive jump up from D2 to not even the FCS level, we're going all the way up to probably the best, if not the second best, however you want to look at this. I call it the best competition in the college football, but other people will argue with me. That's an argument for another day. Can he make that jump? Number 2, how quickly can he learn the ins and outs of this offense underneath Charlie Wise and Lane Kiffin to where he does have a substantial role for this unit? And third and foremost, can he build that rapport with the wide receivers at an early stage to where if they had to throw him into a starting role, you feel very confident? The thing that stood out last year about Austin Simmons, and you remember hearing Lane Kiffin talk about this after the Georgia game, if Jackson Dart missed the rest of that performance, they were going to feel okay about where the offense was. Would they have taken a step back? Yes, but they felt like that Austin Simmons and his rapport with Caden Lee, what he had working with Jordan Watkins and what he had with Caden Priestcorn, all those reps throughout practice would have eventually benefited and paid off. That, to me, is going to be the biggest question when it comes to Trinidad Chambliss early on, because if I love the way that he plays football, it's that backyard BS style of go ahead and bring me down. Oh, wait, you can't. So watch me just go ahead and take on off. If he did this type of production in the SEC instead of D2, number 1 overall pick. That's how talented of a player we're talking about. He would have made history alongside Jaden Daniels and Johnny Manziel as somebody who had over 1,000 rushing yards and over 2,000 passing yards. He would have made history with that. But I want to be able to watch all those things transition. It's a really nice find. And also, it's Lane Kiffin. Like Lane finds these weird players out of nowhere that end up becoming just superstars. And honestly, with 2 years of eligibility, if Austin Simmons doesn't end up being great, or if Austin Simmons is amazing and he wants to go elsewhere, or we have another Nico situation, this is a really good backup plan to where you feel good about the overall consistency of your offense.
No, I 100% agree. This is probably I mean, if it wasn't for Jade Knott coming in, this is definitely would be I think Ole Miss would be the winner of the day. I mean, again, I love this take. I definitely see a spot on this kid, on this roster, on this two deep, making impact, and it screams red zone. And again, I think you always got to look at injuries. We don't ever talk about that potential, that stuff. You don't want to talk about it, but it's just stuff you got to talk about depth. Hey, I think this kid could go play some games for him as well. So I'm fired up. I think this is a big addition for Ole Miss coming over from Ferris State. So this is one of my favorite gets so far. I mean, it's early, but Trinidad Chambliss, this kid could be a weapon for Ole Miss.
Well, let's grade it. Where do you have it? Elite, all league, winnable plus, winnable minus. Going into this year, Trinidad Chambliss, we got to realize that he's not going to be the starter week 1. That's Austin Sitton's job. But overall, the way he plays the game and how he fits for Lane Kiffin, where's this rank for you?
I'm gonna go again. I like this take a lot. I'm gonna go winnable minus though. I just think they're not gonna go win because of Trinidad Chambliss. I think again because you got to think as many plays as they play in a football. He's only gonna be participating if Austin Simmons wins the job so much. So the percentage of him participating in that game. Now it could be some big impact plays in the red zone, but I'm gonna go winnable plus. But I still love this piece. I think it's almost like in baseball they just picked up a big time closer or something. Like a lot of people won't talk about it, but it's a little bit like that pickup, man. That's going to win them that could win them some games down the stretch. But I think overall, big picture ceiling wise, I just can't put the backup quarterback as a winnable plus heading into the season. So I'm going to go winnable minus, but definitely trending up. So I love this take. And that was a chestnut checkers move by the Ole Miss personnel department, Lane Kiffin.
Winnable minus, again, it's a backup quarterback that you don't want to see play more than a certain number of reps, and the reps that he's utilizing, it's probably inside the red zone. It's probably to go ahead and move the sticks on 4th down. It's Lane getting aggressive and switching some things up just to go ahead and keep a defense guessing. That's the role for a Trinidad Chambliss this year, but let's just also call it as is. You want to feel good about where you are as a backup quarterback if you have to start him for 2 or 3 games because of an injury. And I think that, again, whether or not we talk about competition, winners win. And Trinidad Chambliss won at Ferris State, and he won a lot of games at Ferris State. And he was a big reason why Ferris State was able to go punch its ticket to a D2 national championship. And he was a big reason why this team was able to kind of go ahead and find its footing. And he was a representative for the Harlan Hill Trophy. So I'm getting a winner. And at the end of the day, that is priority number 1. Am I getting somebody that has already played at a high enough level to understand what the stakes are? Absolutely, which means he can be cool, calm, collective, inside the pocket whenever you need him to, on red zone design plays. How quickly can he get caught up with the offense? That's going to be a priority. How quickly can he build that rapport with the wide receivers? That's another priority. And as long as the moment isn't too big for him playing in the SEC from the D2 level, that's another priority that if he accomplishes all those things, there is a role for him, at least I would say, in SEC play.
Bear, I got a good question for you here. Who do you think more in a dual impact backup role this year, heading into the season right now on April 15th? Deuce Knight, Trinidad Chambliss.
You're killing me because if I want to say Deuce Knight, but I'm going to say Trinidad because I trust Lane Kiffin's offense.
I agree. Yeah. I think they're bringing him in for a specific kind of reason. And I trust Lane Kiffin putting his guys in position to succeed more right now than I do Hugh Freeze.
The other thing, it's Lane and the transfer portal. Look at the laundry list of names that we have seen make the transition into Oxford and leave as a better NFL prospect because of it. It's very hard to doubt him. And the other thing that's also fun, nobody else in the SEC would be looking at Ferris State film on a Saturday afternoon and just say, oh, I want that dude. You want to know what he's doing? It's that 3D checkers, but it's 4D chess, because if he's saying there's a school in the MAC, there's a school in Conference USA, there's a school that would make him the starting quarterback, I'm going to give him an NIL deal to where he's just going to be a backup for me, but I feel really good about it, and I'm going to have him on my roster, and you're not. That's what makes Lane Kiffin so awesome when he does these type of things.